believe I walked all these mailers all the way up to the back through the skinny little aisle that's on the ground because of all the photos all the books that are waiting to photograph. Got another 10 boxes on their way. Plus I've got a couple of boxes of medium mailers. So some of them will still go out the back, I think, but if I can put some here, that's better. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I've already been in here, picked my orders, done the labels. Now I'm going to pack them up. I've only got maybe 3 hours today in the warehouse. Tom and I have got an appointment or something on this afternoon, so we're only going to be working until 12 o'clock. So I've just been trying to run through my head, what am I going to do for the most productive use of my time in a 3-hour period? And I was thinking I'll probably get more done in that 3-hour period because I know I've only got 3 hours rather than just like when you've got all day and you just kind of toddle around and do whatever you want. What have I got here, guys? I've got a bundle of cooking books here. They're all on casseroles. Casseroles, gratins and bakes, casseroles, winter warmers, bakes and gratins, casserole book, and casserole and pie. I don't have my phone here to tell you how much that sold for, but I think it was around $39 maybe, or $35. So I should get my phone so I can tell you what these orders are worth while I'm packing them up. Phone. Yep, that one sold for $39.99. That's pretty good. Actually, that's been listed a while. September 2024. 2024, did I say? Now, I've got a bundle here of the Magic School Bus chapter books. Now, I had these listed for $39. They've been listed since August. She sent me an offer for $30 and I took the offer because sales have been slow and I'd rather the money in my bank account than sitting on the shelf. These aren't the vintage Magic School Bus books. They were the vintage ones. I'd be able to get more money for those, but they are not. Okay, this is a good one. Now, while I was cleaning up the money pile the other day, I found so much Agatha Christie. I've still got like half a shelf over there of Agatha Christie. But while I was kind of putting it up on the shelf, I picked out these ones because they're all the same spines, all by Fontana Books. And I just picked them out and there was enough to do. There was 36 of them. So I just created 3 bundles of 12 and got those listed straight away this week. And that was a very fast sale. So hoping the other 2 bundles that I created will also sell fairly quickly and for full price at $45. It's pretty good. Oh, I just pulled that one off it's here. I got the errors going straight away. Okay, what do we got here now? What's this one? Survival. Okay, two cookbooks here. These are actually from local to me, the Australian Institute of Sport, where all our national athletes, all the Australian athletes train at the Institute of Sport, which is in Canberra where I live. It's a very cool building actually, and that's where all our Olympic swimmers and runners and everything, all the athletes train. This is a book about cookbooks. It's basically on healthy food designed for, you know, optimal, whatever, you know what it's called. I wouldn't say just for athletes, but it's, you know, the recipes are nice and healthy in that cookbook. Okay, they've been listed a while back, so I'm glad to get those gone. They don't sell very well. What's that been listed? June 2024. Okay, now this one's been listed since January this year. This is some sci-fi, 5 books by Piers Anthony. These ones are sold for $41.36. So they went down on an offer. Somebody made me an offer, or maybe I sent out like a 10% or a 15% or something. But 5 books. Now, am I going to get these in here? Awesome. Okay, this is another new listing. It's a big book. It's called The Art Book, and big heavy book. I'm glad it sold quickly because it takes up a lot of room on a shelf. Sold for $25, so it's not a high priced book, but it did move quickly. But I think I did price that to move quickly because I just don't want the big heavy books hanging around the shelves for too long. I'd rather just price them to move. I'm out. I'm missing my little trestle table because it's still over there because I was sorting the cookbooks onto it. Okay, this is a nice one. This is also only a new listing, I think. Yep, $35.99, brand new listing. Cornerstone Reference Bible, premium bonded leather. This is a nice Bible. Gold leaf pages. Don't think there's any writing inside or anything. That's a good one. I probably could have got a bit more for that one actually. But anyway, quick, fast sale. So yesterday when I was at the post office, I actually ordered a new size mailer. I had some chats with the post office girls and I was kind of telling them, I don't like this mailer. I don't like the paper, the books. I'm going to open this so you can see what I'm talking about. This one can't even cut it, they're so hard. Right, I'm just going to show you. See how they're made of this it's not padded, like these ones are like actual bubble wrap. This one's like a corrugated paper, I guess. But as I put the books in, it tears the paper and then they get caught trying to slide in. So they're just not great for books. They're good for DVDs, good for CDs, good for very, very small books. But for an average size paperback, which should be able to fit into a mailer of this size, is not good. So, ruin that one. So they actually make this mailer in this size. You just have to put it through as a your own packaging. It doesn't go as flat rate, but we've kind of done some, like the post office played around with me with some weights and locations, and I worked out that by sending it that way, it's still going to be cheaper for me to send it in this mailer by using my own packaging, plus the mailers themselves are 11 cents cheaper. So anyway, I've ordered another 1,000 of these new size mailers that I somehow have to add to my packing bench here. Plus I want to find a home for these large ones, although maybe they could just stay like that. I am thinking, I don't know. Anyway, when the new mailers come in, I'm going to play around with the packing bench because I want to avoid reaching up to the mailers from now on. So we've got this one here. This is Map Reading Handbook. This is also only a brand new listing. Oh no, it's not. June, sorry. I correct myself. It's from June. It's sold for $29.99 baht. So only a small book. I think in Monday's video I sold 3 bundles of these books. The series is called The Enchanted Tales. These ones are ghosts and night creatures. Beautiful fantasy books, nice illustrated. These ones sold for $42.99 for these ones. So that's a great price. $42.99. And yeah, 4 bundles of them sold in a few days. That's awesome. Okay, now this one, I'm glad this one's going. We've got 3 cookbooks here by Valley Little. One of them's called Love to Eat, one of them's called Quick Smart Cook, and one of them is called Simply the Best. These are actually beautiful cookbooks. Beautiful, illustrated, they're really well made, they're heavy, they're good quality. They struggle to sell. These ones are sold for $39 for the bundle, which is actually great. But I struggle to move them individually, those books. There's quite a lot of them the Valley Little Delicious series, but all of them I struggle to sell, even for $20. The beautiful cookbooks struggle to sell. Bundled those 3 for $40, sold. So I've got quite a lot of them down there in the money pile, but they are slow sellers, so I have to decide whether or not I really want to list those again. See, those have been listed since March 2024. Okay. Now we've got a small bundle here of westerns, little western magazines, novelettes they call them. Those ones have sold for $40. They've been listed since June. This one sold for $36.90. It's been listed since February 24, so a long time. I'm glad this one is leaving the shelves. 2 books. The series is called Lunch Lady. It's a quarterly keepsake full of meaningful content, inspiring family stories, easy do-it-yourself, stacks of recipes, plus funny, relatable opinion pieces about the ups and downs of raising children. So those ones are sold for $36.90. They do bring quite good money, those magazines, but yeah, those 2 have been listed, like I said, February 2024. Okay, this one sold for $19.95.99. Just been listed in September. This is a biography of Magna Subansky. Now, she's a little bit more in the. She's a popular Australian author. She's a popular Australian actress. Some of you may be familiar with her from the Australian TV series called Kath and Kim. Very, very funny in that movie. But she's a wonderful lady, but she's suffering from cancer at the moment. So she's been a little bit more, I would say, in the news because she's been doing little videos. You know, she's all bald from the chemo and she's been making little videos from her home and her bed. So she's been popping up a lot more often in my Facebook feed. So when I saw that book, I straight away thought, I think that book will probably sell fairly fast just because of the situation she's in. It kind of spikes up interest in her life. Okay, this one is 2 books. This is sold for $51.25. We've got The Stirring Pages. So very little old vintage cookbook here. Favourite recipes of friends of the Apex Club of Padstow, East Hills. So yeah, just a little homemade looking kind of cookbook. And then we've got this big book here, The Bartender's Companion to 750 Cocktails. Classic mixes, smoothies, juices, and blended drinks. Yeah, so those ones are sold for $51.25. Okay, we've got some trusty Mills and Boons here. These ones have been listed for a while, January 2024. Anyway, I took an offer on these for $25. These are not one of the most popular styles of Mills and Boon, hence why they have sat on my shelf for a little bit longer. These are Vintage Intrigue, but these definitely don't sell as well for me as the sexy themed Mills and Boon. But quite a big bundle, so good to be getting that off my shelf. Makes room for more bundles. There's lots of bundles to photograph. Now this is the Quilting Bible. This one is sold for $25 and it's been listed since August. So the complete photo guide to machine quilting. Okay, we got Renovating for Profit by Sherry Barber. This one is sold for $19.95. It's only a new listing as well, brand new listing. Sherry Barber is known as being the Reno Queen. She does courses and stuff, I think, on home renovating. This is cute. This is 2 cookbooks for for dog treats. 2 tasty treats for your 4-legged friend. These 2 books I bundled together because they were both on the same topics. One's called Pup Cakes and one's called Baking for Your Dog. They have sold for $25. They've been listed since August. Got them for free, those books. So yeah, it's not too bad since August, $25 for the 2. Okay, this one's been listed since September 2023. This is not great. Cooking with Mud. This is a community cookbook, I think. Growing up in the foodie Milton in the Ulladulla district. So yeah, community cookbook. If I look at the title of that cookbook, I don't think I probably had it titled very well to sell. I generally try to put community cookbook in the title if that's what it is, and I do find that that's quite a searchable term, and I can see that that one doesn't have that keyword in there, which could have delayed it from selling, or maybe just nobody wanted it until now. Okay, we've got the Treasury of Christmas Crafts and Foods. So yeah, a couple of Christmas books going out this week. I need to get the others listed. This one's only sold for $15, not very much. Listed since September. I had it listed for $20, sold for the $15. I saw the offer come through. Just move that along, get it gone. It is a vintage one as well. Vintage Christmas crafts. Oh, okay, this is from Paul. I need to get a thank you card, actually. I need to go write a thank you card for Paul, but let me show you. Paul is one of my viewers. Thank you, Paul. And he's also a repeat customer of mine. He's bought quite a lot of books. Note from the buyer. Hi, Mel. Thanks for the book offer about the Women's Murder Club. Okay, sorry, I've just been sidetracked reading Paul's message because he sent me this nice message, but he's written, hi Mel, thanks for the book offer about the Women's Murder Club books. I've been after them in large print paperback for a while, but we could only find them in small print. Now I can add them to my collection. I've got numbers 1 to 10 already, maybe in a future haul or stacks of books around your warehouse. You may find number 18 and I could buy it from you. Anyway, thanks for all your YouTube content from one of your loyal YouTube watchers and eBay buyers. Thank you, Paul. Okay, so I've just had, that just threw me because I've just had to message Paul and I just went back and checked my titles of these books. So one of the bundles says James Patterson 9 to 24 Women's Murder Club Lot Thriller Crime Large Books, and the other one says large lot. Now, when I say large books, it means large paperback size because the paperback books come in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. So I didn't actually write large print. So large print is different to a large book. I've never actually seen James Patterson in a large print. I've never come across it. I've never had it. And I don't even know if you can get it in large print. But I just want to clarify with him that these are in the large size novels and not actually like an enlarged print typeface, if that makes sense. But I'll show you what he's got. So I've just sent him a message just to confirm we're on the we're on the same path. But Paul's order did come to $129.54. These ones have been listed since September, and both of the fiction books here, they're brand new listings for me. So this one is John Flanagan, The Brother Band, the collection. So it's box set with 3 books. That's like a fantasy fiction. And then we've got here, we've got the James Patterson books. So 12 to 17, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So the series is called The Women's Murder Club. And I'm not sure what number they are up to now in terms of series. This is the highest one that I've had, I think, which was number 24. So in this lot, I think I had 19, 20, 21, 22, 19, what did I have? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm losing the plot today. Anyway, I'm not going to just put them in the post bags yet. I'll just wait to see if I hear back from Paul. And I'll leave those. Because of the size and weights of those, again, I have to send them into some multiple packaging. So I've got multiple labels for Paul. Paul, if you're watching, thank you very, very much. I hope we're on the Hope we're on the right path here, and it's like large novels, large books, not large print. That's very different, but I didn't use the word large print. I said large books, so fingers crossed. Okay, I got one more order just came through. I'm going to get it out into today's post. Does anyone else do that? They just finish packing and then another order comes through? Are you one of these people who just leaves it to the next packing session? Or are you like me and go, oh no, I'll just go get it? Okay, we've got Anthony Bourdain. Remembered, this is a brand new listing as well this week. Sold for $26.95. All right, so let's fill. Oh my goodness. They're brown. Oh, yuck. Same size. They haven't got smaller. Oh my goodness, they're brown. They feel a little bit, maybe not, a little bit softer maybe. What's the difference here? Made with at least 50% recycled material. Sealed air. Yeah, these are sealed air. I don't know, maybe they're exactly the same. They feel a little bit softer or something. Ah, they're like poo brown. I don't like that colour. It's like, prefer white. I'm such a white person. If they're all going to go to brown, then I'll use all the white first, because this is going to drive my, not that I've got OCD, but I've certainly got a little bit of OCD with certain things. I have to say that. Okay. Ugh. Oh, at least they haven't gone into like the paper. I was so worried because the post office lady said she thought they were changing them to all into this paper material, which I was absolutely dreading. So as long as they stay plasticky, because they're water resistant. When you're selling books like media, it's really important to have a water resistant padding made with at least 50% recycled material. The brown ones are probably better and can be recycled more easily, but I'm not real keen on that colour. And I'm definitely not keen on having two different colours. First world problems. Now let me show you what else I've been experimenting with. Turning the books onto their sides so that I can see the spine this way. Also consolidating a couple of shelves here and making some space for some new books that I'm about to photograph. But I'll tell you why. So I've always had the shelves fairly double stacked, especially when they're books like this, just regular size kind of paperback books. I don't mind having these double stacked with 5 stacks, and then as long as I've got room to move one across. And these books here, these aren't really too much of an issue because these are only light, so they're not too hard to grab if there's one down the bottom. It's not too hard. But if you've got these books that are really here, like this one, with these real heavy books like this, they are really hard for me to pull out, which is not good for my shoulder. So what I decided was, in the old warehouse, I used to have these, and then I'd have more of these books like this double stacked here. But since coming into this warehouse, and this is probably not a great example, but I have been trying to keep it just to 3 stacks when I'm dealing with the bigger books, and only going to the 5 stacks Well, in this case it's got 6, but only going to like double stacks when they're smaller books and they're much lighter. Today when I picked, I had 2 orders that were only new listings, and it was on one of the shelves that I experimented with when I first did it. And so I walked up today to pick those 2 books, and it was just like boom, boom, out. It was so much faster. And so because of that, I've now gone along and started condensing and consolidating and standing some of the books up on the shelves that I can see that have got smaller amounts of books. On some of these shelves, there's too many books to be able to do this yet. But if I just keep going along shelf by shelf and consolidating and making some new shelves, and as I do that, starting to move to this type of book storage, I think it's going to be heaps better. The only reason I've never done this in the past is because back when I was in my storage units several years ago, I tried to stand all my books up like this and run it into like a snake kind of skew system. But I just kept running out of space. And you can imagine, like, if you've got a lot of these smaller fiction books and you're doing this with it, like there's like what's on this one shelf here would at least be 2 shelves. So you end up doubling the storage space that you actually need. But because I'm looking at alternatives at the moment, I'm looking for ways to definitely work more ergonomically for my shoulder. Like there's just got to be some changes, or I can guarantee within 12 months I will not probably be able to keep doing this. So I've got to make changes now so that I can keep selling books for a longer term, or else I just don't know what the future for me is with selling books if I can't heal this shoulder. Because the problem is it's easy, the doctors and everything, rest, use the other arm. It's really, really hard when this is your job and your job is to do all these books. It's actually it's near impossible for me to give it the rest that it needs. So my main focus at the moment is streamlining all my systems, changing things if need be, pivoting to different things if need be, to make those changes, to make this a sustainable job that I can continue on for some more years. Because otherwise, the way that I'm thinking at the moment, it can't continue in this way. So it's either make changes or get out. What's your exit plan, Mel? And I'm not ready to exit the books yet. So I need to at least try by changing things up and sorting that out. So that's one reason. The other thing is I'm going to be starting to get rid of some of the lower end books in my store. I've already in the last few months dropped my store from about 8,000 listings to 6,000 listings, and that's just by getting rid of some of the old listings that have been on the shelves for far too long, or books that are just too, like they're the low end books, they're listed for $19.99 and they're just getting 0 views. Those kind of book listings actually are detrimental to my store's performance. Like eBay when you have listings there that have no views, no clicks, eBay doesn't want that. That's not the sign of a desirable listing that people want to sell. They don't want their platform stuffed with listings that don't sell. It takes a lot of power for eBay to be able to show all these listings onto the servers. They don't want to be showing books to customers that they don't want. So you can look at your stats in your store and you can work out what the books are that people don't want. They're the books that have been listed a long time. They're the books that are getting no views. They're hurting your click-through rate on your store. And those are the kind of books that I no longer want into my store. You have to look at those. There can be other reasons. Like it might not be just that they're an undesirable book. It might be that you've got a really bad listing title, or you might not have put enough item specifics in it to help, the algorithm be able to search that book. You might have had crap photos. Like there's a whole lot of different things. Even your pricing could just be too high on that item. But there's a whole variety of things that come down to what makes a bad listing and what makes a listing not desirable. But the biggest thing is trying to work out whether or not it was a poor listing or whether or not it's just an undesirable item in your store, be that a book or a piece of clothing or some shoes, whatever it is that you sell. You have to be able to look at your store in an objective type of view and be like, is this just an undesirable item that nobody wants? Is there no history of this sold on Terapeak for the last few years? Is there nothing selling in the last 90 days? Or if there are books that are selling in the last 90 days, there are books when you research in Terapeak that have sold in the last 3 years. Is it just that your listing is crap and you need to redo that? And we all do crap listings at times. We do crap listings when we're new and we're learning. It's like if you're new to eBay, you have to be prepared that you make mistakes. You will buy dud inventory, you will list incorrectly, you will make mistakes, you will do sell similar of somebody else who's listed a poor item and made mistakes. So everybody does it. It's just you learn as you go, you get better as you go, and there's just so many objectives to it. But I am actively going through my shelves, especially as they get full, and I'm starting to consolidate so I can make room for new inventory. It's a matter of really looking at the inventories on the shelves and going, okay, do I still want this listed in my store? And if not, move it along. So I'm doing a lot of that at the moment. So I feel like even though this does take up more storage space, I do feel like because I am also going to be reducing poor inventory that's in my store, that hopefully it's going to compensate for the extra space that this is going to take up. But this is dramatically going to help me when I'm picking my items. Not only make the picking way faster, and my picking was already pretty fast, but this will fasten it up a lot, but it'll just be definitely more ergonomic on the body. And also then you don't have books that are sticking out like this. The books are all in there, so it's easier to bring trolleys. It's easier for me to bring a ladder in here. So yeah, I'm excited. A lot of changes. I mean, I've got so many different things going on in this warehouse at the moment. I got shelves changing. I've got storage areas around the side changing. I'm doing a lot of different things at the moment in here, but everything is with the aim of making my store so much better. And I'm not expecting it all to be done very quickly, but I am kind of hoping that I have everything how I want it by the end of the year. And so coming into the new year, very, very, very clean, fresh start. Now I'm about to take some photos before Tom and I head out for our appointment, but I thought I'd update you on my MRI results since I have kept you updated the whole time by whinging about how sore my shoulder is. So I thought I would tell you exactly what is wrong with my shoulder so that we can shut up all I feel like I wouldn't be finishing this story if I didn't tell you what was actually wrong with it and what the MRI said. So I'm going to read this message. It's one that I sent my mum's. It's a little bit easier to understand than all the big words in the MRI report. But basically it's saying the tendons in my shoulders are worn, but they're not torn. The main tendon at the top of my shoulder is called the supraspinatus, and that is showing tendinosis and fraying. Now, the way the doctor explained that to me, he said, the tendon's not torn, he said, but yours looks like an old rope. He said, you know how an old rope is all like frayed at the edges? He said, that is what yours looks like. And you can see in the ultrasound, the MRI images, you can see the fraying. I'll put a picture up here of the screen. You can see all the white that shows that fraying. That's all the inflammation and fluid and stuff that's around the fraying of the old rope. But you can see it here in the images. It's pretty bizarre to look at. So basically it's all still attached. It's just very overused. So yay. I mean, the thought of a old rope that's all fraying and that's what your tendon looks like inside you, doesn't sound great, does it? So the bursa, that is still showing inflammation and bursitis, they call it. I knew I had that because I had the ultrasound back in July, and that's what they gave me the cortisone for. So obviously that is still all there. It's very hard. I've tried my best to reduce the inflammation. I've cut things from my diet. I've cut soft drinks. I've changed my diet by, eating more clean, and I had the cortisone, and I'm trying not to move my arm in the same ways. I'm trying to actively be cautious of reaching up and making some changes here in the warehouse of my day-to-day, because this is my dominant arm. I mean, even just driving the car hurts, having your arm stretched out holding the steering wheel hurts. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing, it's painful, but I'm trying to alleviate that by making different processes. The joint capsule at the bottom of the shoulder is injured, and they call it a capsular strain. So he said that's likely to have happened when I swatted the fly. And then the top bone of my shoulder, which they call the acromion, it's slightly sloped down, and this shape makes the space inside my shoulder tighter than normal, and it's obviously tighter than normal as well because there's so much inflammation in there around that bursa, and that's where it is. So because of that, because the way that it slopes down, the tendon and the bursa get pinched and cause the impingement. And that's exactly what I thought I had. I thought I had an impingement because, can you see me here? Just try and turn it around. Just in case you missed my last video, this hand, moves everywhere. This hand goes to there. I can't move it. I can't bend it. I can't move it. I can't take my bra off. I can't scratch my back. It's very hard to take my t-shirts off. That's wearing big baggy clothes, because everything's so hard to get on and off at the moment. And then in the shoulder joint, there's also tear and wear that's been noted because of osteoarthritis. So yay, all these things going on, and there's arthritis there as well. So absolutely fantastic. There's a lot going on: tendinosis, fraying, capsular injury, bursa, impingement. It's not just one thing that's going on in the shoulder. The shoulder is angry. There's many things going on with it. Now, the doctor's given me a referral to see a surgeon in 3 months if I can't get on top of this pain. Maybe the shoulder will end up as a blessing in disguise, because it's really made me look at what I'm doing in here. I'm not just young and can throw my body around like I used to be able to, and you kind of just take it for granted when everything's working well, and then when it stops working well, you're like, crap. So I don't know, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because maybe otherwise I probably would have just kept going with poor ergonomic choices, and it would have all caught up to me a few years on when I'm even older. So maybe it's even better that it's happened now, and I'm putting all these new processes into place, and thinking about these things a little bit more, and putting myself first in some ways, a lot of ways, because I got to fix this. I can't be living like this. Righto guys, I'm going to do some photos quickly, and then I'm off, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.